everyone, I'm Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. As you can see, through a series of very fortunate events, we made it back to our other home in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. So the classes that you're going to be seeing coming forward are going to be filmed here instead of in Colorado. It is hot and very windy right now, but lovely with bright blue skies. So yeah, you might be hearing a little bit of wind and things dropping on our roof. So I just want to take a quick moment and just give a shout out to my sponsor Built and let you know that I'm enjoying their bars. They are amazing, super high in protein and very low in calories and sugar. And so I've been loving trying them before and after workouts. Feeling so good in my body, and the taste is amazing. You would never know how nutritious they are based on how delicious they are. So this one that is I just tried is the cherry one, and although I'm a fan more of the chocolate category, this one is just as delicious. So I've enjoyed all of the flavors. So check out Built, check out their bars and their other products. I'd also like to just take a moment to thank all of my Patreon supporters, my subscribers, and my members for all of your support. Thanks to you, we have included yet another camera. So we have 3 camera angles and new microphones. So even with all this wind, I hope that you have a good experience being able to, as a wind gust comes, that the sound quality is good for you and you can enjoy your classes from the comfort of your own home. So this class today is going to be focused on core awareness, and there is no pun intended here at all, but it's not going to be hardcore. It's not going to be a very intense, difficult class, but bringing more awareness to the entire core area through pranayama, breathing practices, twists, and we are going to be doing some core strengthening, so you will get some of that too. It's just not going to be, you know, all core strengthening. All right, so let's start seated today. Go ahead and take your hands and rest them either face down or face up on your knees, whatever's most comfortable. Close your eyes, and in the spirit of core awareness, we are going to practice deep belly breathing. So in deep belly breathing, we will be actually expanding our abdomen as we breathe in, so actively like letting it out and then pulling it back in. So I'll guide you through it. Let's start with one cleansing breath. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's begin to breathe in and out through the nose. And as you breathe in, just imagine or visualize, picture your deep belly is like a balloon. So as you breathe in, your belly is going to actually like blow up with air, feel it expand and open. And then as you breathe out, feel your abdomen contract and release all the air out from your belly. Your balloon is deflating. You can even rest your hands like I am on your belly if that helps you just bring awareness to the expansion and contraction of your abdomen as you breathe in and out through your nose. And just continue with this deep breathing in and out through your nose for 5 more breaths. And I'm going to take one more breath here. You might be at a different pace, and that's just absolutely fine. Deep, long, slow, deep belly breaths. Okay, now can you continue with your deep belly breathing as we warm up the core with some twists? So inhale, bring both arms up overhead, and exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand out behind. And then again, practice deep belly breathing here. So 3 breaths. As you inhale, expand. And as you exhale, contract. And so you're actually going to engage your abdominal muscles to push out all of that air. Breathe in, make room for air. This is really good for your internal organs. And it's good for your muscles. And of course, as all twists are, good for your spine. So one more breath here. All right, inhale, bring both arms up overhead, and we're gonna switch sides. So bring your left hand to your right knee, your right hand out behind. And we're gonna take 3 deep belly breaths in this twist. So you can look out over your shoulder if you're comfortable with that. And this is my last breath, going at your own pace. All right, breathe in, bring both arms up overhead, and we'll take a side bend to the left. So we're gonna just stretch all those muscles that go around along the side of your body. So bringing your right arm up and over. Come back to center, both arms up overhead, and switch sides. So you're elongating and stretching the muscles that run down your side. Try to keep your shoulder right in line with your hips so you get the maximum stretch. And it'll just be one more breath here. Bring both arms up overhead, and then release your hands just down behind your hips, and then just tent your fingers on the ground and just lift your chest up, lift your chin up. Just opening the front of your body. And then just as you exhale, walk your hands forward. A nice stretch to your low back, bringing your forehead down towards your mat or the floor. And then come all the way back up and make your way to a tabletop position. We'll just stretch out the core, the front and the back with some cats and cows. Great warm up for almost every yoga class, right? So breathe in, drop your belly down, lift the crown of your head and your tailbone, and as you breathe out, round your spine. And then we'll do 2 more rounds. So breathe into cow pose, breathe out to cat, and one more. Breathe in, cow, breathe out, cat. Come back to tabletop position, and just a great core awakening movement. We'll come into spinal balance. So see if you can keep your shoulder and your hip level, your spine nice and long, your gaze down at the floor. And then just to start to wake up those abdominal muscles, let's take some crunches here. So you're gonna round your spine like you're coming into cat pose. Bring your elbow towards your knee for 3, 2, 1. Okay, so strength, and now stretch. So reach your right hand around for your left foot for Swan Pose, and then just open up those muscles in the front side of your body, bringing more length. So lengthening and strengthening is the key. Okay, come back to spinal balance and release. So switch sides, bring your left arm forward and your right leg back. Keep your shoulder and hip level. one nice long line from your fingertips back to the ball of your foot and the toes of your feet. And then 3 crunches. So round your spine, bring elbow to knee, just for 3, 2, 1. So a little bit of core awakening. Now let's stretch. So reach your left hand around for your right foot for Swan Pose. Now you're gonna kick your foot into your hand, lift through the crown of your head, and you're opening up all of those muscles in the front of your body. Come back to Spinal Balance. Come back to tabletop. We're gonna make our way to a modified side plank. So keeping your left hand on the floor, kicking your left foot out to the side, extend your right leg back to the back of your mat, reach your right arm up and forward. Lift your right foot up off the floor, and we're gonna do 3 crunches here. So elbow to knee for 3, 2, 1. Extend back to tabletop. Switch sides. So coming onto your right side, kick your right foot out. Extend your left leg back to the back of your mat. Lift your left arm up and forward. Now lift your left foot up off the floor, and let's do 3 crunches here. So elbow to knee for 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, come back to tabletop position. Make your way to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in downward facing dog, taking any movements that feel good as you adjust into this posture. Getting a little bit upside down here, breathing in and out through your nose. Filling up your belly as you inhale, contracting your core as you exhale. One more. Look toward the front of your mat and make your way forward, coming into standing forward fold. So working in the direction of straight legs as the crown of your head comes down toward the floor. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of movements that seem or look pretty simple, but the key is in these movements is keeping your hips squared. So the work is coming from your core. So we're gonna take a twist from a halfway lift. So come into monkey pose. You can use a block, you can have your hands on your shins, or you can have your hands touching the floor. Whatever works for you. Your knees can be as bent as you need them to be, but keep your hips squared. All right, so keep your hips pointing toward the floor. Left hand comes to the floor and reach your right arm up. So you can easily twist deeper and whatever if you start to swing your hip up, but if you can keep your hip level, feel your core working to deepen into this twist. And just notice all those muscles working, not your hips flying open, not your shoulder reaching back. And then come all the way back down and switch sides. So your right hand, block, shin, floor, whatever works for you. Legs bent or straight, reach your left arm up. Can you keep your hips level? You can even take your hands back to your tailbone, your low back to make sure that they're level. So you're twisting with your core, not throwing your hip open, not throwing your shoulder back. And then release. And then come back to a halfway lift again as you breathe in. And then exhale. Now on your next inhale, rise all the way up to tall mountain. And we're gonna do the same practice from a standing position. So be aware of your hips facing forward. The work is coming from your core in this twist. So bring your left arm forward and your right arm back, but keep your hips facing forward. You tighten up your core and notice your muscles working to make the twist happen. Come back to tall mountain, back to center, and then switch sides. So bring your right arm forward and your left arm back. Hips stay facing forward. See, because you could twist easily like this, right? But if you're gonna use your core, you're gonna twist from the base all the way up through the crown of your head. Just tighten up all those muscles, feel them working. All right, breathe in, come back to tall mountain, breathe out, come all the way down to standing forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift and exhale to forward fold. Place your hands on the floor, step back to high plank, and we can't do a core class without holding high plank. So modification is knees to the floor, and we're just gonna hold it for the count of 10, 9, we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if your knees aren't already on the floor, place them on the floor, but then spread them wide for extended child's pose. So bring your toes together, knees wide, hips toward your heels, forehead toward the floor. Take a deep breath here. All right, now let's stretch again the side body. So keep your hips where they are on your heels and just walk your hands off to the right. And feel that stretch going all the way down the right side, the left side of your body. Come back to center. Walk your hands to the left. Feel that stretch going all the way down the right side of your body, like breathing into your lung, letting your belly fill up and expand as you inhale and contract as you exhale. And then come all the way back to center. And from here, you're just gonna kind of caterpillar your way forward. So you're gonna place your elbows on the floor, chin, or forehead, nose, chin, all the way down onto your belly. And then just lift up to Cobra Pose and release. And then lift up to Cobra Pose and make your way to Sphinx Pose. So place your forearms on the floor, fingers spread wide, shoulders are right underneath your elbows. And from here, we're gonna take forearm plank. So bring your feet in, to hip distance apart, tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips and your belly up off the floor and hold here for the count of 10, 9, and we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From forearm plank, make your way into Dolphin Pose. So you're just gonna keep your forearms where they are, walk your feet a little bit further forward. So you're in a downward facing dog shape, but with your forearms on the floor, and just hold here. Walk your feet back to forearm plank, and we're just gonna do a couple of knee dips. So you're gonna tap your right knee, right, left for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back to child's pose. And just take one breath here. Breathe in through your nose, fill up your belly, let it expand between your legs. And exhale. Cross over your ankles and come into a seated position. And we're gonna take half Lord of the Fishes pose, which is another twist. So we're just really activating the core in all directions. So you're gonna extend your left leg long on your mat. Bring your right leg up and over, stamp your right foot to the floor. Just hug your knee in nice and tight. Bring your right hand out behind you for support. Lift your left arm up and then hook your left arm to the outside of your right knee. Look out over your shoulder. And just as we did at the beginning of class, can you take those deep belly breaths, even though we're constricted a little bit here, fill up your belly like a big balloon. Contract your core for 2 more breaths. Okay, and release. We'll do the other side in a minute, but what we're gonna do between our 2 sides is reverse table. So you're going to place your hands right behind your hips, fingers pointing forward. Take both feet flat to the floor so that when you're in your reverse table, you can make adjustments. Your shoulders will be over your wrists and your knees will be over your hips, or I'm sorry, your ankles. All right, so lift your hips up. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hips between our hands, flex our feet back, but don't set them down, and then lift back up to reverse table. We're just doing 5 of these, so that's 1, and again 2, squeeze and hold, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now you can set your hips back down on your mat. And then we'll take half Lord of the Fishes on the other side. So keep your right leg extended. Left leg comes up and over right. Take your left hand out behind you, reach your right arm up, hook your elbow to the outside of your knee, and twist. Deep belly breathing. Even though we're all twisted up, can you expand your belly as you inhale? Contract your abdominal muscles as you exhale. 2 more. Unwind from your twist. All right, and what would a core awareness class be without Navasana, boat pose? So let's take boat pose. Bring your feet to hip distance apart. Lift your feet up off the floor. Extend your arms forward. You can have straight legs, bent legs. You can hold onto your legs, whatever works for you, but hold here. I think we're at about maybe 5, 4, 3, I didn't give you a countdown, 2, but don't put your feet down yet, 1. Now you're just gonna do toe taps. So right, left. 9, I'll give you a countdown this time, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to take some postures. So strength, stretch, twist, all in one class. We're going to take some postures now on our back, and I'm going to give you some options in these postures. So come now into fish pose. So for fish pose, you're going to bring your forearms onto your mat. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Legs extended out in front of you. Lift your chin. Gently, gently, gently. Only if you have a healthy neck, you can just drop your head back. Open up your chest and your throat. And here's an option for you if you want to just work your core a little bit more. Lift your feet up off the floor. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If your feet are lifted, place them back down on the floor. Lift your chest a little bit higher. And exhale, lower all the way down onto your back. Okay, we're gonna do some recline twists with a little bit of core work. So activation, twisting, and stretch. So draw your knees into your chest. Give them a nice tight squeeze. Take a deep belly breath, even in this contracted position. And then bring your legs to a 90-degree angle. Bring your arms out to a capital T. Now you have the option of doing straight legs from this position. So bring them all the way down toward the floor, but don't set them down. Twist and come back through center. It's on fire. And then come back to the left. And through center, you get the idea. We're just doing 5 on each side. So this is your second one to the left. To the right for number 3. To the left. It's your last one on both sides. Again, you may be going at a different pace, and that's absolutely fine. But wherever you are, next time you come to the right, set your knees down. Take your right hand to the top of your left knee. And keep your left shoulder glued to your mat. 3 belly breaths here. So let your belly fill up as you inhale, and then contract your core as you exhale. Really conscientious about the breath here. Core awareness. So good for your internal organs as well as your muscles. Last one. And then make your way back through center. Bring your knees to the left. Place your left hand on your right knee. 3 deep belly breaths. Come back to center, keep both knees bent, 1 hug into your chest, and then to stretch out the front line of the body, let's take bridge pose. So take your feet flat to the floor, arms alongside your body, and lift your hips up. And then chest expansion is an option if you want to interlace your hands underneath your hips and roll onto the outer edges of your shoulders. That's an option for you here, but you're just opening the front line of your body. One more breath here. And release all the way back down. Bring your knees in, separate your knees and feet for happy baby pose. You can hold on to your toes, arches of your feet, your legs, whatever is accessible to you, your shins, your calves, and then just kind of rock side to side. And then hug your knees back into your chest one last time before Shavasana. Give yourself a tight squeeze. And then we will make our way to Shavasana, extending the legs long, letting the feet fall open, extending the arms long, and letting the palms face up. And let's take a deep belly breath before we just come back to our natural rhythm. So maybe even place your hands on your belly if you want to, and just breathe in, feel your belly fill. Big open mouth exhale. Make it long, slow, steady, and then kind of contract your abdominals right at the bottom of your breath just for a pause. And then just release your hands if they're on your body and return to the natural rhythm of your breathing. So letting go of your pranayama practice. Just releasing and relaxing here in this space, in this moment. If you do have the time and the space for a longer Shavasana, I invite you to enjoy that. If not, I would like to thank you for joining me for this class, and I would like you to thank yourself for making time to come to your mat and practice yoga, connect with your breath, and just bring awareness to your core, the center of your body. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts and peace in your words and peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours, namaste.